Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to the Long Dark, where things are going pretty smoothly for us, actually. We've been working at processing all of the moose meat that we got from last week's final or the last episode of last week. We've got 3.5 batch, well, okay, maybe 4.5 batches left of that to go through, so we'll see maybe about trying to get a little bit more of that done right now. And then figure out what we want to move on to from there. Because we picked up a little bit more rifle ammo, and we picked up a couple more flares. Okay, you know what? I think I've got books in here, don't I? Yeah, I do. Give me 3 of those. And yeah, we'll just start with that. Okay, we'll get another fire going. Get these cooked through. Try to get as much of this meat prepared as we can. From the sounds of it, I think we have a storm or some strong winds blowing through the area right now, so we might not be doing too much outside.
Turned out pretty well.
But that's alright for us, given what we have in, like, supply here. Oh, perfect. That's up to that. Okay, yeah, so these were paused at cooking when I went to sleep, so I guess if you leave them for too long, they will revert to, needing to, like, go through their full cooking time once more. That actually makes me want to take a quick... Okay, you know what? Actually... we'll store as much of that up here as we can. Just that way it's right beside the fire to cook through. I'm going outside to see if I can find some sticks or some easy bits of firewood. I don't have to go too far, I'd imagine, for that. Yeah, it's just radio there. Okay, let's see. Oh, actually, okay, it is actually a pretty cold day out right now. I think they... Ooh, actually, there we go. There's a few branches laying down right back here we can make use of. Now, I'll just quickly break these down for the few sticks they offer. And that way they're a nice little way of being able to top up the fire inside. Since I don't think we want to do too much exploring with it being this fridged out. How cold is it right now? Oh, air temperature is minus 22, wind chill minus 1. I get that up in my area once winter rolls around. It's actually not too bad. But yeah, definitely something we'd want to be properly dressed for if we can be. Okay, so let's just toss on a couple of sticks. Okay, that'll be 33 minutes. I don't think I have anything I want... Oh, you know what? Here, we can look at putting some stuff around if we wanted to. Because I think I've got more line. We'll put the wires in there. And I think, actually, maybe what I'll do is, since I have been chopping some stuff down... Let's keep our axe in decent shape and do a bit of sharpening with it. There we go. And there we go. Okay, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And we'll sharpen it again. No, also leave a hunting knife here so that we don't have that weighing too much. That's cooked. That's cooked. Alright, gotta dig them out from here. Cook you. Cook you. Right, let's see. Okay, so we'll put... the poorer quality ice can go in there for now. We'll put 1 whetstone in here and 1 sewing kit in here as surplus. And I think basically just keep sharpening up that hatchet. Get into better shape. Because I definitely don't want to lose that. I will likely be taking it out for when we want to go for the, try and get those saplings back by the Trapper's Homestead. That might be what we'll try doing first after we do fully cook all of this. Speaking of the food and that, let's have a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I like to see, topping that right up. And then we do still have some water stockpiled, but I might see about just keeping the fire going and making more up. So we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liters there. And we'll sharpen you a bit more. I would like to find a gun cleaning kit for the rifle, because that actually is running low on its durability. I think it's only at like 20-something? 29%. Yeah, so it's got a little bit more to go before it might break, but we still want to be cautious of it. Cook you. No, actually... Oh no, sorry. They do take the same amount of time. I just didn't realize that the fire dropped a little bit there. You know what? Actually, maybe I'll add some more cedar firewood on there. Yeah, give it 3 hours. Should let us cook a few more batches. Okay, that's up to that. That's up to that. Yeah, I can't clean it without that, so that's about it for that. We'll keep a couple cans on us just to have. The can opener should be alright to be kept on us. Clothing-wise... Do I have a pair of shoes somewhere? I think I do. Hang on. Oh, it might be at the Trapper's Homestead I put them. That's probably where they are. Okay, just do that. Not sure why that was sinking into the desk a bit, but... Yeah, the Trapper's Homestead is where we put our sneakers. That might have given us... Actually, now I think about it, I don't know if they would have given us cloth. They might have just given... Or, sorry, they wouldn't have given us leather. It might have just been cloth, because they were like sneakers. I think you both... You really only get leather, I believe, from breaking down, like, shoes. Or maybe, like, certain types of gloves and gauntlets, too. And that has... Okay, that's only 38%, so it's not doing too good, but... It's at least good to know we have an extra bedroll if ever needed. I think it'll be a while before we might have to worry about a cougar in the area, though. I think it takes... I'm trying to remember what I had gotten to for my span when it started to show up in the region. I almost want to say 20 days minimum, but I could be mistaken, and depending on difficulty, maybe that changes it too. But yeah, that'll be 42 minutes. You know what, I'll go put these out onto the front porch. And just take a little look around if there's anything small I want to go trying to grab while we're outside, too. There we go. And then, depending on how it goes, too, maybe we'll even try making up a little bit of the, more cooking oil. See about actually getting really fancy and having a recipe of something. Because up until the cooking update for the Long Dark, you basically had to settle on just having, the simplest of meals of either meat or whatever foods you could find. You'd never really were able to cook stuff, or have recipes you could find and fill out. But this was a nice way to start us along for our cooking skill. And how are we doing for them? Okay, so carcass harvesting is just base harvest skill for that. Plus 10% calories from any cooked food item. That's pretty helpful. Fire starting is 55% chance to start fires, and they last a bit longer. We got fishing time reduced by 5%, and 8% chance line break on a catch. So I think that's a little... That helped reduce that. We've only fired the rifle once, but you can see it has a fair size you get per shot. Archery, we have to get the bow and stuff for that together. Mending, actually not all that much for what we started off, so it will take a while to level some of these up. And then... Now, one thing that's interesting is they say it's gunsmithing, but I don't know if you could actually consider it gunsmithing and more like ammo crafting. Because I think all you can do with gunsmithing might be creating... Maybe if you get a certain level, you can actually, like, repair your guns and stuff. Or... Wait, no. No, because you have it so the cleaning kits do the durability. Yeah, gun crafting, I think, would only be for ammo making. At least that's as far as I'm aware of it. It's something it's kind of so difficult to get to that spot to make use of that I can't really imagine what all it would entail. Because the only gunsmithing place I know of is in Blackrock Penitentiary, that you have to go find, like, the specific code to open up that area to use during the Auroras at. So I have no idea what old gun crafting or gunsmithing can give you. Okay, right, let's get out another couple. And yeah, we're almost done. And that's got hour 55. Okay, so I'll probably want to put a little bit more on there. There, just do that for a little top-up. That should be all fine there. And we'll go take a little step outside. I might even take, since that will take an hour, maybe see about going up and if there are any rabbits on the other side of the train tracks. I know I took down the ones that we'd seen beforehand, but I doubt they would have respawned, so it's probably just like, we're not going to see anything, but still, just to check. Yeah, I've got nothing that's given us a scent, so if there are any wolves around, they shouldn't pick us up unless they're, like, very close. But yeah, now that we have full visibility, we really haven't traveled all that far from getting into this region. But yeah, I am tempted on a lot of stuff. Like, that's the Ranger lookout that I'd like to try to get us up to eventually in the area. I don't know if it'll have all that much in it for supply-wise, but at least if we got up there, we could say, like, okay, at least now we've checked it off, we don't have to go back up for that. There's back to the Trapper's Homestead, which is an idea of where we could try going to. I don't see any other limbs knocked down. I don't think we've really had any storms to bring anything down anyways. And we do have that one wolf right there on the lake. And how is this holding up? Well, those are sitting 78%, so it's not bad. And yeah, plenty of moose meat that we should be very good for a while. I think the only thing we'd have to worry about is maybe food poisoning if the condition will drop fast enough or far enough. Okay, might as well keep sharpening this up. And then we'll switch over the hunting knife, too. And that's the thing about survival. Like, if you watch Survivalists, I don't know how much they'll talk about it, but I know one who has is, like, Les Stroud, who used to do the Survivor Man shows. He's got his YouTube channel, and one of the things, like, if you watch him through, one of the things that he does comment on is there are a number of times in survival situations he's in where it's just you have to kind of sit and wait some stuff out, or it's just, like, busy work or tedium sometimes. It's not always constantly working at something, go, go, go. There's times where you do basically just have to wait it out and not more you can really do in a situation. Okay, so we'll cook that, and I'll go see about how we might look at refining the animal fat we've picked up. Because, like, aside from it being made into oil, that seems about the only use it has. So I don't know if I could, like, get a huge surplus of oil from all this, or what we do with it. I know there is also water I could, well, could and probably should look cooking too. Okay, gotta prep that. In you go. God, that is really bright yellow. Almost looks like I pissed in the pot. Oh, if I... Actually, I don't know. Since I've been pretty good on water, I don't think it would have that sharp of color. I've been staying pretty well hydrated and well fed, so... This will at least give us a little bit we can prep up with, and then we'll see what we'll do from there. That does have an hour left on that. Okay, you know what? I think I'll actually make the water first. That'll be a more pressing matter that we'd want to get. That's hour till melted, and then a bit more onto that. I think we'll add in one of our pieces of fir firewood, just give it a little extra time. Yeah, there we go. And let's see about sharpening that knife up. There we go. And that is our meat cooked. So we'll get more water going there too. And see about having a little bit more. Okay, everything's looking pretty good there. Yeah, so we got, okay, plenty of oil, so I mean, I guess we could make more, but I think I will focus on just getting the water made through with the rest of the time that remains there. I'll put the rest of the animal fat out onto the deck because I don't think any recipes call for a lot of oil. It's probably a case of we won't even go through like one full container of it as we're going by or settling in. Although one thing I do need to mind is scurvy. I don't think I've got a risk for it yet, and I don't know how long it takes before it does start forming. But maybe if I have, like, the rose hips and make up, like, that rose hip pie or whatever we saw, that could be something to help offset the possibility of it happening. So I think, what is it for that? Yeah, we don't really have any meat like that I could make a stew out of. There is porridge, but that's a little bit bland. I could make the bannock. Although maybe I will make some rose hip pie up, because it's only going to be 0.05 cooking oil and 8 rose hips. And I think I've got some rose hips somewhere, don't I? Oh yeah, I've got 16, so that'll be... Yeah, you know what? We'll do that. We'll take that. Oh, I need level 3 for that. So you know what? We'll actually cook some bannock. There we go. Okay, that's getting along. That should be fine. We'll put these cooking things back up here. Just as something a little different to have. Because, like, I could just sit here scarfing down moose meat over and over, but maybe it'll be nice having, like, a little bit of a variety with that. Take that, and we'll get more water going, too. And maybe see, I think if I put in one more piece of cedar firewood, that should be enough for that bit of water we've got. Yeah, that should do. How much water do I got? Okay, so we'll drop 2.5 liters. Probably should have done 3 to be honest, but whatever. Yeah, I'll pick that up, and how's that? Yeah, we'll drop a full liter. Because that way it's... I was trying to do one, like, entire bottle. For some reason, it dropped them as 2... Okay, maybe we'll try dropping the 3 and see if that gives us 1 big bottle and 2 small. Or, sorry. There we go. 1 big and 1 small. Just so that way it's more uniform in there. That's going, that's going. Could even actually make up a bit more bannock if we wanted as well. I think each piece said it was like 220 calories, so I may make up more so we put the cooking oil and the oats to some use. There we go. Elegant bannock, crusty flatbread for the road. And we'll prep the next one to go. Now, I wonder if if every cooked item has the same amount of experience you get for it, or like if you do like specialty recipes like this, you might get a little bit more experience for them. I don't think you do. But it might be something that's like a neat little thing to say, like, the more advanced cooking you do, the better stuff you'll get out of it. And yeah, I got 2 pieces, or 220 each, so they're not too bad for a little snack. I think we'll save the rest of the stuff we've got here for other items, or other recipes. Maybe next rabbit we get, we'll try making up a stew or something. It's been going pretty well here. It's basically just been cozying up in our little cabin. I don't really have any stories I can think of to tell or to pass time while we let stuff go through. But it's just a nice situation to be in for how the game can sometimes go. That's just 5 minutes. We'll wait on that. There we go. And, okay, so that'll take... I think those should both be able to be done in that... Oh yeah, they'll both be done in that time frame, so that's perfect. We'll have that. Have a drink. And I would be tempted to just leave, but I do feel like... Let me think here. Okay, if that takes half an hour to boil, then probably take... Or, sorry, half hour to melt, then probably half hour to boil. So I might actually be able to leave all this... I think I can leave this and come back and it'll all be done. Alright, I can put the rose hips back because I didn't have the cooking skill yet for that. And how am I doing for that now? Already almost halfway through level 2 of that. So let's go for a little bit of a walk. I'm going to see if we might be able to, weather permitting, go back towards Trapper's Homestead. Not even to reach the homestead itself, but just, if I can, maybe see about going to get those saplings that were in the woods on the way to it. Because I do have 3 flares if I want to save my rifle ammo. And the Trapper's Homestead, I think, is pretty remote from anything else on Mystery Lake. I don't know if it has any real connections to anywhere else. But yeah, I've got nothing to give our scent away, so that's perfect there. And I think when we come back, the water shouldn't have boiled away. It should all basically... oh, hang on. Work out for us. I actually think we might be coming... There's a ruined cabin in here, but if my memory serves right, this might be one of the very ever first sections or parts of The Long Dark. I remember on its very early access release, Mystery Lake was the only region you could be in, and I don't think there was too much to the region besides a few landmarks around, but I think this cabin here is one of the most original spots of the entire region. So I think this is a spot I would kind of wind up at fairly often trying to play. But it does look like there might be something inside of it. Maybe just a bit of firewood or something by a wood stove. Well, we'll still take a look and see. There are some more rose hips. Oh, no. Oh. Okay.
I think I can use this.
I don't know what's going on with this play, or well, I shouldn't say playthrough, but like this run. It's been too generous to me. Like, giving us the firearm cleaning kit, which I was talking about, like, that was the one thing I wish I could find for the rifle. Oh, okay, I heard a wolf. I'm not sure where it's howling from, but we know there's some out here. Might as well take these while we're in the area. I think it's actually back that way, so... it might be a good idea to keep going through here. I probably could break down some of these limbs for firewood, but... I don't want to be too far in the woods when it starts getting dark. Just so that way I can save, like, our flares and everything else for getting home. Okay, so we got a wolf up there. Might actually be a good thing that I did go down and check out that little cabin, because that let us bypass that little corner where he's walking. Yeah, so I think it's basically just up and around the right here. I thought I had seen a few saplings. I can't remember if it was both types, like both some maple and some birch, or it was only a couple of birch or something else. But, depending on what we actually find around that homestead, I might even stay there for a moment. Because if there are some rabbits... Okay, so it was one birch sapling. Not really as much as I was hoping to find, but it's better than nothing. There we go. I was going to say, depending on what's around the homestead, because I think there could actually be, like, a few rabbits that hop around on the hills in the area there. So if I could try to get a couple or so of them down, make a fire and just cook their meat. Although one thing I'll have to check to see is... Because I was thinking, like, if I do make a recipe, does it need to be... Okay, it has to be raw meat. It can't be cooked. So that will make it a little bit troublesome. The reason I say that is because if I have raw meat, we're more likely going to be picked up by the wolves on, like, trying to return home. But I do see some rabbits over there. And we got you here. Okay, yeah, I have been by this tree. This is one of the best ways of knowing you're close to the homestead, because it's just over this little rise here. It'll be into that valley. Unfortunately, though, I thought I had seen more saplings, unless maybe they were somewhere else. Yeah, that's just the homestead there. Yeah, it is getting a little late. I don't actually think I need to worry too much about food or water. We do got a deer over there, but I think it's better to save my shots for the wolves. Even if I only cook the meat up to help with the skill, I think a bullet saved will pay off better than just, like, going for that there. And did I check through here at all? Oh yeah, I think I have, haven't I? Yeah. Yeah, nothing in that, nothing up there. Let's check and see if I have any rocks, actually. Okay, so I've got 4 rocks. I think it's the hills back with the trees there. There might be some rabbits at times. Because I do think I might stay here for tonight. Yeah, I don't need to open that. I know it's already open. So let me just take a look over here, see if there is anything. There is some old man's beard lichen, so I'll probably want to grab that. But I don't see any rabbits hopping around, so I guess we didn't get lucky this go. That's alright. I've had so much good luck so far already that I'm more than fine with some stuff not working out. Gotta be thankful for what I have gotten. And that is just a branch. Maybe if I can find some larger limbs, maybe I'll break those down in the area too. I thought there was somewhere around the trap... Oh, hang on. Whoa. Okay, what is going on? Like, I should be using just completely default settings for stalker mode, unless, like, they up, like, some of the sapling spawn rates, because, like, that's a lot of birch saplings all to have here. I think these are for... I believe these are for the arrows. I think it's maple you use for the bow itself. But to have, like, that many of the birch ones is kind of crazy. Because I think you get 3 arrow shafts per sapling. So that's 15 arrow shafts already right there. I mean, granted, they don't really do much without the arrowheads to them. But still, that's a lot to have in, like, one spot. Yeah, I'm just going to check around up here a little bit more. I don't know if there'd be really anything to... We're going to back up. Sounds like he's just on the other side of that hill there. So again, I don't want to have a wolf follow us back home, or back to where we're staying if we can help it.
It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll try getting... See if we can break that down safely. And then get into the cabin and stay there for tonight.
Need to close my eyes.
And then this will also give me the chance of picking up those shoes and seeing if I can get anything from them if I break them down too while we're here. But yeah, off into the cozy little cabin, and then we just have to make it back for home tomorrow. And how dark it... Again, I don't know if it... Okay, we don't... That's one thing we don't have. Ah, yeah, you know what? We'll use the lantern. We do have a few things of lantern fuel back at the other cabin, so... Oh, I forgot. Oh, we'll take those back with us. I'll just slap that there for now. Yeah. Oh! I left those back here. We'll take... Actually... Yeah, you know what? I will take them. I don't know if I would come back to the Trapper's Homestead or not. I guess we can take the film, too. See if we can find a camera at all. And what happens if I try breaking those down? Do they give us... They will give us leather. Okay, I'll actually take those. Yeah, there's something else I can think of to... The locker's locked, but of course you could move it around if you want to. Yeah, okay, maybe what we'll do is we'll extinguish that. Have ourselves a nice bit of the moose meat. Have a bit more. Have what we can of the water we've got. Ooh, that might be a problem. I may have to actually get the fire going and make a little bit more water for us here. We'll save the birch bark and just use a tinder plug. And try a stick. I do have the recycled cans on me, so that's the big thing that's kind of helpful for if we do. Maybe what I'll even see about trying to do is just make it so that way the fire has enough life, or enough time on it, that those cans...
That's done.
Well, I think one should be enough. Yeah, because we can put that on... Okay, so that'll be that. Okay, no, I should probably not go to sleep yet. I was going to say, maybe I'll just go to sleep and try to have the fire die off, so that way once they're boiled, it'll just sit there, but... Let those do that, and might as well look at trying to do a little bit of cleaning. Get the rifle into better shape. That is... 4 till melted. Okay, yeah, so I think I can basically do another one of those, and then they'll start working to being boiled. Yeah, 9 minutes in that till boiled. Let's do a little bit more. Because it only restores 3% per go, but... I guess this is also like a little bit of a different relic, because like the cleaning skill here is definitely not tied to anything else when it comes to the, Okay, so I think it's about 20 minutes till melted. So we want to try bringing that up to... I think that should be good there. And we'll have a bit of water, and then get us sleep in. We'll try 9 hours. We'll probably wake up basically close to dying of thirst, but we should have the cans on the stove being boiled. Yeah. Drink that. That tops us basically right up. Perfect. Take that. And where's the other one? There you are. Take that. Take that. Okay, so we're basically good on food and water. We've gotten sleep in. So we're going to end this episode of The Long Dark right here for today. Thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of the series. If you did like the video, be sure to give it a like. And if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. Next episode, we'll make it back for the cabin and maybe even see about trying to explore further beyond along the railroad tracks if things allow. For now, though, thank you all very much for watching, and until I see you all in the next video or episode, survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.